Okay, great. Well, welcome and thank you for joining us for our Wonder Woman of the Month. Today, I am delighted to be introducing Alison. She is a guru in many facets of life. And what I'd really love to do is introduce her and have her give us some background to, who she is and her background. And then I'll definitely share with you why we chose her to be our Wonder Woman of the Month. Alison, welcome to the Avanti Women Tribe.
Thank you so much, Dina. I'm actually so thankful that I've joined your tribe. You are absolutely inspiring in everything you've done. So I'm so grateful for all of that, first of all. So for those of you listening today, my name is Alison Tasker. I'm a wife. I'm a mother of two beautiful young girls. I'm a mother of three furry babies, which Dina can relate to. And we live just north of Toronto. I am a certified financial planner and registered retirement consultant in my day job, and I've been doing that for 19 years with IG Wealth Management. Essentially, what I do is I act as your advocate, your role model, your guide to financial decisions that might be important to you. And what I find is that clients are really looking for someone who will listen to them and know what their needs really are versus, what's out there in the masses. So I can provide them that ear, the expertise. I provide them with access to information and research, educate them along the way, and create meaningful goals and a living plan for them.
Wow, that's wonderful. And, the topic this month is financial wellness. Our overall theme was about wellness. And as women and as an entrepreneur myself, I think that women are not comfortable with this topic, Alison. So, we selected, there's a group of us that really go through our members and find women that can share their story and empower others. So, let's ask the question, why don't women like talking about their finances, or when putting a business plan together, have the consideration around finance? Like what is the barrier? What's stopping them, in your opinion?
So that's actually a really great question, because I find in my role, I'm often a psychologist. And things stem from an early age. They stem from childhood. They stem from your belief system of what you believe you are or should be. I see this all the time. So women, and I'm not in any way knocking men. I have a fabulous husband. I have respect for men, but women tend to take a seat behind when it comes to the overall finances. They might pay the bills, but they're not in charge of the daily finance. And I think that stems from way back when women ran the household and men went out and earned a paycheck. So if I had a goal for today, for this recording, it would be to empower at least one woman to actually take control and see what they can do for their financial well-being. I find there's also a tie-in. I know your theme of wellness, and I've watched all the podcasts, and I know last month you talked about mental well-being and mental health. And I also find that ties into financial health, and it's a very close correlation. So if you're not feeling good mentally and you're not feeling happy or fulfilled, then oftentimes your financial situation is not going to follow that path either. And so we want to empower women to see that they need to feel confident and understand what their needs are, put themselves first. And by doing all of that, we can hopefully help them see that the financial side is important as well.
Yeah, and that you had quite a few key messages there, Alison, and I really do appreciate you sharing with our members what you're seeing and sensing. And I do think that women are taking the bull by the horn, if I may, and really controlling their finances. And I think that we're doing a great job, but we could also be better. And so with that, with your lessons learned, with all your wisdom, what advice do you have for women who are seeking people like yourself? I mean, yes, this is your career. That's fantastic. But what are things that we should be cautious about? And when we look for a financial advisor or an expert like yourself, what should I be asking? And, what might be some red flags for us to consider?
So the first thing is somebody needs to listen to you. So they need to understand where you're coming from. It should be a partnership, just like a marriage. So whatever information my clients give to me, I can work around that. But if you're not going to give me all the information and you're not going to be upfront or share those things that you don't want to share, the scary things, right? Your real goals. Maybe you want to write a book. Maybe you really just want to stay home with your kids but don't know how to articulate that. Maybe you feel that, you deserve more pay at work and you're not getting what you want. So many different things that people aren't willing to say out loud to, their spouses, their friends, their colleagues, their family. Have that open communication with a planner because there's no judgment here. And if there is judgment, that's a red flag. So I always say, I can teach you and tell you what is right in terms of the financial side, but it doesn't mean it's right. There's no right and there's no wrong. And the other thing I would say is try to ignore the noise out there. So, the neighbor just had a whole renovation in their house. How come we don't? We better do it too. Is that what's right for your family? Is that going to make you happier? So again, back to that mental health and the financial health. Ignore the noise, ignore trying to keep up with the Joneses, ignore the judgment from the family, and go back to your core beliefs. What's important to you, right? And sometimes it's not about money. That would be sort of the big.
Really great. Yeah, thank you. That's cut out there, so maybe we can redo that part there.
You both scratched our noses.
Well, because it was like you cut out and I didn't hear that last part. So I'll just ask another question.
Okay.
Okay, good. Okay, so for those women who who are starting their business or looking to grow that business, definitely having financial planner is key. I know that's something that I have done, and it really has shifted the way I look at the way I make my decisions as well. So I do see a value in what you're saying, and I love the correlation of how the mental health and the financial wellness is combined. For you in this role, I mean, you've been doing this for a few years, what is it that really draws you to wake up in the morning and continue to do what you're doing? And what message do you have for other women that may want to consider this as a career path? What is it that motivates you, Alison?
So I really feel like I'm an advocate for my clients, and I still 19 years later love what I do. I feel like I can make a big impact on people's lives by listening and hearing what they want to achieve. And I don't do it for them. They do it for themselves, but I'm like a coach and a guide, so I can help them get there. So I feel like it's an empowering job. And from a standpoint of, giving back to the world and the community, you really feel like you're doing a lot for your clients. So if I were to give, somebody who wants to enter this career advice, I would definitely say, go with your passion, be fearless, know that hard work does pay off, definitely, I know a lot of times I look back and I think there's never been a time in the 19 years that I've regretted my decision to do this job. But at the same time, I could have done things a little bit differently. So have some belief in yourself that you do deserve more and you deserve bigger, and that, it's okay to turn down a client if you don't feel the connection is there. Those are important things as well.
Right. And in those tough days when you got to go inside and, pull your strength, muster that, that I got to get up, I got to keep going, the Avanti way, was there a superhero or, something that you visually used to say, I got this, this is my strength today?
So, well, superhero wise, that's a great one. I know you always ask that question. So if I were to look at, what superhero I am and what drives me, I think it's twofold. So I'm a daughter of my parents had 4 daughters. So I'm one of 4 girls. I have 2 beautiful little girls myself. And I want my girls to be proud of me. And I want them to know that the world is their oyster and they can be whatever they want to be. And it doesn't mean that they have to be financially sound to, some high level or anything like that, but what is your passion? So what wakes me up and what superhero am I? I actually think I'm Ma Uncle. So she's a mom. She's a middle-aged mom. That's who I am. I'm a mom of 2 kids, and I'm on the street, you know, when we're out on bikes yelling car, you know, for all the neighborhood kids. And that's me. I'm out there protecting my kids and the neighborhood kids. So that's my personal side of superhero. And then Ma Uncle, I'm Ma Uncle at my job too. You know, I'm often the psychologist for my clients. I'm an advocate. I'm there to support. So all of those things, I feel like I'm Ma Uncle. And then I'd like to say I'm a little bit of the good Jean Grey. I know she kind of gets a little bit mean in the end and evil, but the good parts where I feel like, you know, when you connect with a client, you're almost telepathic. You almost can read their minds and know where maybe you need to help take them. And I often get, how did you know I was going to say that? How did you know I was going to get there? And that comes from listening, and that comes from my passion for helping people. I really do enjoy.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, you know, during this path, you know, you are very successful, and you know, what mentors did you use? You know, what other women inspired you to continue and to grow into this path?
I have had 2 really amazing female mentors that have been in my life. My first one was one of my first bosses. Her name was Wanda. Unfortunately, Wanda's passed away. Wanda taught me to enjoy my job. She taught me to take control and take the bull by the horns and do that a little bit more. She taught me to be proud of the work that I do. And I love Wanda for all of that. She allowed me to have control over my job and allowed me to be creative. And that probably taught me more than I realized, you know, because it made me count on myself and have the ability to pull from, you know, my ideas. So I think that was a great role model for me. And then my other role model is in the industry. Her name is Sue Neal, and Sue is still today an incredible role model. Her and I also have a lot of fun, and that's one of my mottos in life. If you're not having fun, why are you doing it? But Sue taught me the importance of self-love and self-care. And, you know, she shares, you know, this story about looking in the mirror or looking at a picture of yourself as a child and telling that child that you love them and telling them that everything's okay. And so that was really empowering when I did that exercise with Sue. And she also taught me about creating a really strong vision and mission and setting goals and reviewing them all the time. A quick, interesting story on that. So every week I used to sit down with Sue and we'd write out our goals, our vision, our mission, review it. And then you get off track, right? So I didn't work with Sue after about 5 years. She moved downtown. I moved to Midtown. And all of a sudden I stopped doing it. And one day I'm going through some boxes and I find my journal and I find all of my vision and my mission written out over and over and over again. I can still say it verbatim. And I wrote this in 2002. 2008, I'd surpassed the goal that I set for myself. Most of the personal things I wanted to do, I'd already done. And all I thought was, wow, I was thinking small. So that's one thing that Sue and I have talked about recently, that why do we as women think small? Why do we put ourselves, you know, in a position to not be the one who runs the company, who owns the show, all of that? So Sue has been an incredible inspiration and always will be for me. And I think
amazing.
Her, yeah, I'll make sure you meet her one day. We'll get her on as a Wonder Woman.
Well, okay. I love it. The tribe continues. How awesome. And a lot of what you said today really resonates with me, Alison, and I'm sure it will with our members as well. The one thing I just want to do is, you know, appreciate your wisdom and talking about those difficult conversations around, yes, we can set large goals. They don't have to be small. Definitely setting this vision, how mentorship really is a big part of our career path. And that, you know, you can be a mom, still have a business, and to me, what it sounds like you're having some fun. So with that, I have a few sentences I would like for you to complete. Okay. And that is, life is.
Life
Life
is,
is.
um, it's a gift. Life is a gift. Don't waste it. Enjoy it, appreciate it, unwrap it.
Great. I love it. How about the world needs?
I think the world needs more understanding. I think that we all walk around in our isolated little worlds, and we really do think about ourselves and think that everyone's thinking about us. But if we all understood that we're all coming from the same place, there'd be more happiness and more peace and more love to go around. We need more understanding.
Exactly. And oh, that I understand. You're absolutely correct on that. And you are thankful and grateful.
I have my inner circle, so I have my own mini tribe, if you will, and there's 3 people who are very special to me. They know who they are, and without them, I don't think I'd be who I am, and I hope that I give them that too. So I'm thankful for my inner circle.
Awesome. And my final question to you is, you want your legacy to be?
I really want my legacy to be empowerment for women and also for young people. So knowing that you can have the confidence and you can have the growth that you want in whatever that is, whether it's financial, having a business, running, a family, being a sports person, whatever your goal is, I want people to know that they can get there, and I want to help mentor those people to get there as well.
Excellent. Well, listen, I really appreciated you being a part of our Wonder Woman of the Month and speaking about financial wellness. Alison, you are a blessing. We are forever grateful for your insights. We look forward to doing more work with you in the future. Stay tuned, Avanti Women, and thank you, everybody, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Dina. Thank you so much.